Candace Owens reveals Trump personally asked her to drop conspiracy theory that Macron's wife was born a man. Here she is talking about it on her show.
What I was told from somebody that's pretty high up at the White House is that Emmanuel Macron is holding up negotiations to end the Russian and Ukrainian war unless you stop speaking about his wife. And I'm just going, what? I get into bed and I just turn to my husband and I say, no one will ever believe us. Just something that just arrived at me very slowly. I said, no one will ever believe that this just took place. And my husband's like, yeah, no, this is just very, very strange.
I have so much I want to say about this, but Gerard, to be very, very serious right now, it looks like Candace Owens is the key to world peace.
I've known this for a long time. I was having dinner the other night with Jussie Smollett and Brian Williams, and we turned to Carlos Mencia, and he said, you know, the key to world peace is if Candace Owens would drop her witch hunt against Brigitte Macron. And to which Jussie Smollett replied,
yes,
this is MAGA country. She'll never do the right thing. And Brian Williams started talking about battling on the front lines in Vietnam. So, you know, I was shocked. I would have never thought that global politics hinge on the relinquishing of a conspiracy theorist by a podcaster, but it turns out in 2025, that's exactly what it is.
It appears so. You know, I think that, I think I may have talked about this with you, but I feel like there's a lot of these influencers who, having recently been revealed as people who are not listened to at all by the White House, given the latest events in between Iran and Israel. I mean, they were all saying one thing and Trump did the exact opposite. They just showed to their entire audience that they have zero influence, like actually no influence inside the White House. But clearly, in this situation, no influence in the White House, but a lot of influence, I guess, in Macron's circle.
Well, I certainly hope she's lying, or at least has been misinformed, because if she's not, then that means that the people with nuclear weapons are all high schoolers and essentially saying, I'm not coming to your party if she's coming to your party. And that's not the way that we want to be conducting global politics. But also Macron seems like an absolute weirdo. So I honestly, I would not put this beyond the French. I would not put it beyond the French to be so petty where it's like, I don't care how many people have to die. She has to stop talking about my father wife. Like, you know, fine. You know. And Monty Python can never make another movie ever again. What are the list
I love
of
it.
demands
I think that Candace, I think she brings some very interesting points about Brigitte Macron. But as far as this story goes, I think the jury is very, very, very much still out.